Memorable moments and patience from St George's Hospital, including 24 hours in A&E in an hour. First though, Krishnan, Guru-Murthy in Lviv and Kathy Newman in the studio bring us all the latest from home and around the world. It's the Channel 4 News at 7 o'clock.
As Ukrainian forces retake ground from the Russians, President Zelensky gives diplomatic ground for new peace talks, and the UN calls for immediate ceasefire. The Russians take more of what's left of Mariupol as they control the area around the theatre now, alleged by the Ukrainians to be scene of a terrible war crime. Good evening. As peace negotiators from Ukraine and Russia fly into Turkey, the Ukrainians have opened some areas for negotiation, saying they're ready to discuss neutrality and to compromise on contested areas. But the UN Secretary-General's call for an immediate ceasefire was ignored, with Ukrainian forces taking some towns and losing others to the Russians. We also hear accounts of how Russians have disappeared people in occupied places, and speak to the mayor of Melitopol, who was kidnapped when the Russians took over his town.
Only more and more problems will come for them with my kidnapped.
Also on tonight's programme, assault at the Oscars, a drama made in Hollywood as Will Smith apologises after rushing the stage to slap comedian Chris Rock.
I want to apologize to the Academy. I want to apologize to all my fellow nominees. Love will make you do crazy things.
We speak to the sister of Michael Goldwater, who died after being restrained, as an official inquiry examines the deaths of 1,500 people treated by Essex Mental Health Services. And crops have failed, livestock are dying, and now the people of eastern Ethiopia face famine. Is Europe's crisis blinding the world to disasters which could kill millions?
The Ukrainians are attempting a number of counter-offensives and are liberating people who've been under Russian occupation as they move forward. Ukrainian forces have recently pushed Russians out of the Mykolaiv region and are making inroads to retake towns and villages in the region of Kherson. Our chief correspondent Alex Thompson and his team have been filming today in the recently retaken town of Oleksandrivka. Alex joins us now from Mykolaiv. Alex.
Yes, this phrase, the information war, you hear it on the lips of so many Ukrainians, both in the civil sector and the military of all ranks. Ukrainians very well aware that they are not just fighting a military war, they're fighting a political and a propaganda one. So we wanted to test the information coming out from the Ukrainian side about the territorial gains they've made on what we're calling the Mykolaiv front down here in the south of the country. Because if we could test and see with our own eyes the evidence of the ground that they've taken from the Russian army, if that stands up, it would represent some of the most significant territorial gains that the Ukrainian army has made here since they were invaded.
It is the human cost, lives uprooted. They reached the Ukrainian forward positions from no man's land. Escaping Russian-occupied Kherson. Their only protection, white rags hanging from the vehicles.
They checked all our cars, our clothes, our bags and our phones. But apart from that, it was okay.
They're telling people to stay inside.
Another safely in Moldova filmed Russian armour on Kherson's streets and will not forget life under occupation.